Coming up, the man accused of shooting a Fargo man is heading to
quadruple murder trial out in Mandan.
Plus, how West Fargo police officers are honoring one of their own. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
News Live at 10.
Good evening, everyone. The pawn shop employee accused of shooting a robbery suspect faces potential jail time.
This is a story we've been following for months. Mr. Money firing a handgun at an armed robber. 21-year-old been searching for him for days after several robberies in the area. Inforum is reporting that the Mr. Money employee who has it.
The man accused of shooting a Fargo man in the head back in November is headed to trial on other shootings. Nathaniel Benton's jury trial is scheduled to begin October 25th. He's charged with 2 counts of intentional homicide, among several other things, for shooting 2 police officers in Delafield, Wisconsin, after a crime spree back in the fall.
The week before that shooting, Benton was charged. He won't be tried here until after his trial in Wisconsin. That victim is almost fully recovered now. He tells us the two barely knew each other in the shooting.
Or taken responsibility for his car being stolen while in their custody. Dale Sadek reached out to our whistleblower hotline after a Fargo on 13th Avenue South after 2 women apparently snatched his
dealerships and everything. They got them keys under pocket. There is no walking away from the counter full of keys.
Sadek's car was eventually found in Fort Totten, but so far Fargo police say no suspects have been arrested or identified. Sadek said he says on top of an apology from the company, he wants his wages. Walmart, we have yet to hear back. Now, if you need some help with an issue, 76576. Call that number, leave your tip, and a member of our investigative team will get on the case.
The jury has been selected in the trial of Chad Isaac, who's accused of killing 4 RJR maintenance and management employees in Mandan in 2019. Unlike jury selection in many other cases where jurors are questioned in groups, in this case, attorneys questioned them one at a time so they could freely speak about what they already had heard about the case without influencing other jurors. The jury is also not expected to be sequestered. It's made up of 12 people, 6 men and 6 women, and 2 alternates. Opening statements start tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, jury selection will continue in the morning in the civil trial of Darren Patterson. He spent 15 months in prison for fatally punching someone outside the Hodo restaurant and lounge in downtown Fargo back in 2017. The victim's wife and friend now claim the Hodo and Patterson should be financially liable for damages.
No real let-up in sight from Wildfire Smoke out of Canada. The ongoing drought as well. Valley News Team's Deshay Taylor explores the impact on
steadily migrating through the Red River Valley.
This year, the smoke has been problematic in that not only has it, been a lot of it, but it's been sitting around for quite a bit of time.
That lingering smoke is causing poor air quality, which is creating concern for people's health. For the 5th day, the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency has issued an air quality alert for parts of the state, including
for what's usually just a day or 2. We've been having to prolong it. We just extended it.
Many people at risk for upper respiratory symptoms. It can also be especially problematic for those with asthma or COPD. If the smoke prolongs in the region, how could that impact a person's health long term? A pulmonary physician says there isn't enough reliable data to show if there could be long-standing side effects for wildfire smoke inhalation.
To study this, because the smoke from wildfire.
Dr. Crimmins says even during brief exposure to the smoke, a healthy person's immune system is built to manage most of what they inhale. But while the smoke sticks around in the valley, reducing your driving time and avoiding backyard fires, as they can also contribute to the poor air quality conditions. Deshay Taylor, Valley News Live.
the air quality alert for Minnesota.
Fargo-Cass public health officials are recommending schools require masks for a substantial COVID-19 transmission rate, which means they recommend residents wear masks indoors, whether or not you've been vaccinated. Think about mandating the use of face coverings for students and staff. The district wants to know if parents hope they follow guidance from the CDC or make their own decision. Currently, masks are not required in district buildings.
And hospitalizations again start to rise. Many are wondering what the prolonged medical emergency might do to health insurance rates and premiums. COVID would have little or no impact on premiums in 2021. Deputy Insurance Commissioner John Arnold says costs for 2022 are still being reviewed by the department, but he added 2020 has been a year unlike any in recent memory. of affordable, comprehensive, and accessible health insurance. Long-term care facilities. Centers for Disease Control data show nearly 90. Only 65% of the staff in those places have received is already a step ahead.
Elaine, nice to see you.
Carol McClellan loves sparking conversations.
Oh, nice to see you, Ruth. Is this family?
So when last year's pandemic forced shutdowns and social distancing,
We found ourselves hibernating.
Episcopal Homes of Minnesota felt a glimmer of hope as COVID cases declined this year, but it didn't last long.
However, with this very contagious Delta variant, we're getting worried.
CEO of Episcopal Homes, Marvin Plackett, says the long-term care facility is the first in the state to mandate COVID.
Supporting elderly and those with pre-existing conditions, and that's of COVID-19.
So far, 2 staff members have left employment because of the new policy, but residents are still praising the move.
I think it's a brave move and it's to be applauded.
There's nearly 600 staff at Episcopal Homes, and about 80% of them have already been vaccinated. The long-term care facility is giving employees until September 1st.
Masking is still required. There is not a plan on easing those restrictions. The facility is not restricting visitors.
Tragically, on May 18th this year, we lost Lieutenant Adam Gustafson. He was always a team captain. He was always played a huge part in organizing the event. We just thought it would be a great trip in Adam's honor.
That memorial will be a fatal heart attack while on duty. The tree will be planted tomorrow along the course to play.
We have a yearly West Fargo Police things. Knew that Adam was an avid golfer and loved to be out on the golf course anytime he could be.
Fargo Park. Could you keep up with those moves?